Good morning, everyone. So glad you could make it to Joey's annual IEP meeting. Let me just hand out these folders for everyone. Let me introduce everybody. I am Mrs. K, or Mrs. Cuban. The kids call me Mrs. K, and I am the special education teacher. This is Mr. Rose, and he is the speech language pathologist. Right here we have Mrs. Hartman, and she is the general education teacher. And of course, this is Mrs. M, or she says it's okay to call her Lynn. She is Joey's mother. You will notice in the folder there is a draft copy of the Joey's IEP. If you will just look over the first page and make sure that the address and phone number are correct and make any changes as necessary. I am going to pass around the attendance sheet for everyone to sign. If you'll just sign and pass that, thank you very much. Also in the folder you will note are the procedural safeguards for the special education department. It goes over your rights, the student rights, and what each person's role is, and the legal concepts of the IEP. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Let me just state that it's only been about a month since school has started, and Joey has already begun to make progress in class. Of course, due to COVID, we expected many of our students to regress, and I'm happy to report that Joey did not lose very much ground. If you will turn to page 3, we will get started with the present levels of academic achievement, which just means this is where he presently is. We will, each of us, go over where he stands as far as speech and in the classroom, and then I will go over academics, what goals we have planned for this upcoming year, and of course we want you to add in any information or questions as we go along. Okay, do you have any questions so far? No? Okay, if you can just sign that right there saying I gave you your copy of the safeguards, I would appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's just go ahead and start with Mr. Rose, the speech language pathologist. Thank you, Mr. Rose. That was most informative. Do you have any questions for Mr. Rose about speech? No? Okay. Let's move on then to Mrs. Hartman, the general education teacher. Thank you very much, Mrs. Hartman. Do you have any questions? Mr. Rose, do you have any questions? No? Okay. So, as I said, my name is Mrs. K. I'm the SPED teacher here at Northside. I work with Joey on reading, writing, and math. This is the first year that I have worked with Joey. I had not met him in previous years, and I found him to be quiet, but he's very courteous and polite. He has the most impeccable manners for a child his age. Because it was my first time working with him, I wanted to do an interview to kind of get to know him and hear some of the things that he told me. He says, "My name is Joey Ryan. My birthday is July 19th and my favorite color is orange. My favorite food is macaroni and cheese, which I could eat every day for every meal. I like Star Wars, all of them, every single episode. The scariest thing I have ever done is jump off a table. I have 10 dogs, 2 brothers, and 1 sister. I'm still trying to decide what I want to be when I grow up, and I don't have anything else I need to tell you." And never once during this exchange did he make eye contact with me. So I see Joey for 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week for math. Joey can count forwards and backwards from 1 to 100. He can count by ones, fives, and tens with ease. He seems to have limited ability in solving addition and subtraction problems. So we need to work on his math fact fluency. He would benefit at home from using flashcards or, in your daily exchange, counting objects or counting out money or asking him what time it is. In class, we're currently working with number line and different manipulatives like the bead board for him to learn to add and subtract simple numbers in small group. I would like to continue this, seeing him 30 minutes a day for 4 days a week to help him build up those basic math skills. And here are his math assessments that I did at the beginning of the year. As you can see, he really does struggle with just simple adding, subtracting. Of course, he writes some of his numbers backwards, and those are all things that we are going to work on this year. Do you have any questions or want to add anything when it comes to math? Okay, and of course I am working with Mrs. Hartman as well so that he is getting both math in the classroom and in my room and trying to tie everything together. Okay, so next I see him for reading and writing. I see him for 45 minutes a day, every day of the week. Joey's strengths are the phoneme, grapheme knowledge in reading, vocabulary. His recall is just amazing. And he has great spelling sounds. He's able to spell by ear. He knows the phoneme sound rules. His broad reading skills, however, are on the kindergarten level with a Dibble score of 22 over 141. He struggles really with fluency and reading comprehension. So we need to work on story elements first in reading comprehension, being able to answer who, what, when, and where, and get him to retell those facts. And then once he's able to do that, go to the why of the story. He also struggles when he is writing holding a pencil. In any kind of writing assignment, he can write a few words, but then it becomes too hard and he gets frustrated and he just quits and loses interest. So we are going to work on independently writing a 3-word sentence from words in a word bank, and then build upon that using the word bank to create 4, 5, and 6 sentence with correct capitalization and punctuation. We're hoping by building the word bank, he can start coming up in his own mind noun, verb type simple sentences onto more noun, verb, adjective type build up to complex sentences. I am also going to encourage him in talking with his peers in the small group. Just ask your friend what that could be, or what do you think Greg would say about this? Just to try and help him work together in our small group. Do you have any questions for me on any of this? Is he reading at home? Are you seeing anything that's like this? Okay. So next, if you turn to our accommodations and modifications right here, you will see what we've listed that we feel Joey needs to succeed in the classroom. The first, of course, is that he really needs one-step direction. If he has more than one-step direction, he can get, off track or get the steps mixed up or completely forget the second step. So right now, he really needs just clear one-step directions. We're going to allow him to give responses in a written or verbal form, whichever is easiest for him at the time. When we give him directions, we want him to repeat them back to us for understandings, just to help him remember what he is supposed to do. We want him to sit closest near an instructor. We've all noticed that he just is easily distracted, so if we are right there to help redirect him to stay on task, we believe that would make a big difference. We're also going to give visual and written steps for him to follow, allow frequent breaks to try and stop some of that frustration, extended time on assignments and tests, and we also believe that maybe in some areas give him half the amount of work so that he doesn't get frustrated that, he wasn't able to complete the full assignment, and will keep on working. You mentioned that he has issues with transitions, so maybe we want to add in here a visual schedule to help with those transitions. Does that sound like maybe that's a good idea? We can just add that in there. Okay, I'll do that right now. And then give him as many kinesthetic learning opportunities as possible. I've noticed when we're giving the bead board, like for math, that's really helped make those connections. So to continue using those kinesthetic learning opportunities. As far as modifications, right now, because he is so low for second grade, we are going to have all the work at his ability level, just to we can build those basic skills. This means for math and writing, he would be at a mid-kindergarten level, and then reading at a pre-kindergarten level. Do you have any questions at this point, or something that you want to add in? No? Okay, good. Okay, so we talked about ESY, and we feel that with him missing all those months due to COVID and not regressing, we do not see a need for ESY at this time. Okay, and at the second grade level, Joey will not take any district or state assessments, so we have left this part blank. But the following year, next year, when you go to his IEP meeting, they will list the accommodations and modifications for those assessments. So if we are in agreement right now with the IEP, let's talk about the services. Joey's going to receive 120 minutes a month from Mr. Rose outside of the general education room to address his communication needs. Joey will receive 1,240 minutes each month from a SPED provider, in this case me, outside of the general education room in small group instruction in math, reading, and writing. He will also receive an additional 360 minutes each month in classroom support from a SPED professional, just to help him keep up with assignments and make sure everything gets turned in. This will allow the least restrictive environment, and Joey will remain in the general education classroom 84% of the time and 16% between the two of us. So, of course, due to COVID, any of this could change. If we do get sent and we have to do virtual online school, he will be given an iPad, and directions will be sent home, and we will have things for him to do online, Zoom meetings and different assignments online. If it is for a permanent thing, of course, we may have to make amendments to the IEP. Do you have any questions about any of this so far? Okay, well, I think we have covered everything. Does anybody else have anything that they need to add or want to say about Joey? Joey really is a great kid, and when you can sit with him one-on-one, he just picks things up. So I know that he can be successful if we can get these things in place and help him with this school year. And everything is signed, I see. Okay, well, thank you very much for coming in today.